Welcome back to CryptosRus. I'm George. We're all George. So welcome to another market open stream. Let's talk about what's going on with Bitcoin, with crypto, with markets. So let's get started. Welcome, guys. Hopefully you guys are doing good. Bitcoin is still looking strong this morning. There's the market bell. Uh-oh. Not working very well this morning. There we go. There we go. Now it's working. This morning the U.S. market is looking red, but Bitcoin is still looking green. Ethereum is still looking green, and away we go. Bitcoin actually topped out this morning at 31,000 briefly. You can see right here, briefly 31,000. Right now it's 30,700, but still the momentum is only getting stronger at this point. It's quite amazing how far we have come in such a short amount of time, right? But as for the US market, still undecided. Today we got some earnings from the major banks, and JP Morgan crushed it, made crazy amount of profits, and they attributed that to higher interest rates. So that makes me wonder that, higher interest rates, obviously bad for the consumers, but it's making the banks richer, right? At least the bigger banks. The smaller banks, they can't really compete. They don't get as much deposits, they don't get as much loans lent out, right? But the big banks, well, they're still sitting pretty. Jamie Dimon is making even more billions at this point. That doesn't seem right, right? All this talk about taxing the ultra rich and taxing the big corporations. What about taxing these big banks? Oh, wait. The government will never do that because they need to protect these banks. Okay, they are watching out for their own. So if JP Morgan comes out and saying, yeah, we're making way more money than we should when everyone else is struggling, well, that's just business as usual, right? So that's kind of like what's happening right now. JP Morgan did absolutely spectacular, up about 6%. And to move 6% for a bank is quite amazing. While other smaller banks, mid-tier banks, lower-tier banks, and others from around the world are not doing as well. The European Central Bank, you know what? They're rethinking their rate hikes now, right? Kind of like the Fed, because what happened after Credit Suisse, they don't want that to happen again. So bottom line is, I know Swiss has their own currency, but still, you get it. Europe is a little bit shakier at this point. There's a lot of banks that's not doing so well, maybe besides the bigger banks, but the smaller banks, the mid-tier banks, they're not doing so well. So now you have central banks, they're stuck between rock and hard place. They don't want to raise rates, yet inflation, especially in Europe, the Eurozone right now, is very, very high. The U.S., yes, we just came back down to 5%, okay? But in Europe, as far as I know, is still like 8, 9, 10%, double what it is in the U.S. So these guys have it really tough. What do? Do you try to battle inflation, or do you try to save the banks? That's the big million or billion or $1 trillion question right now, right? That's what they're facing. But as for the U.S., you have still people. Here's Fed, not Fed chair, but Fed President Bostic thinks that the Fed should raise rates one more time and then hold. We're at 4.75. He believes we need to go up to 5, and then that's it, right? I think Powell did enough. There's no need for another rate hike, but we will see. We will see. The numbers are coming in real soft now. Real soft. We're hearing about people getting laid off a lot more these days. Okay? We don't need to have another rate hike. I guess we'll see next month. But anyways, how you protect yourself is, of course, by buying Bitcoin. So look at this. Number of Bitcoin millionaires double in 2023. And why do you think this happened? It's because people have been DCAing. People have been DCAing all the way down to 15,000. And now they have DCA'd so much back in the green. And now you have millionaires doubling. Okay? That is crazy within a single year. I mean, not even a single year. 4 months of this year. 4 months. So addresses richer than 1 million, there's about 75,000. 75,000. And before, there was only about 24,000. That's an increase of 50,000, more than double within a very, very short amount of time. Why do you think this is? Well, because people are fed up. A lot of people are fed up with what's going on, right? I just got done talking about saving banks and inflation and all this stuff. People are fed up, right? And plus, people that have been in the space, the hodlers, they have been DCAing, right? So power DCA, it works. So many people tell me it works. I'm in the green now, or I'm in all-time high. You know, it happens every cycle. But on the way down, a lot of people don't want to believe that. The number of people that want to buy Bitcoin at 69,000 versus the number of people who want to buy it at 15,000, 69,000 is way higher. So think about that. That's psychology of people, right? People want to FOMO in. They don't want to DCA on the way down. But that's how you build wealth. You buy when it's low, right? You don't buy when it's at all-time high. That's why you have so many, right? So absolutely spectacular. Doubling in a matter of 4 months. That's insane. That's insane. But I'm pretty sure number of ETH millionaires probably doubled too. ETH, of course, yesterday started skyrocketing above 2,100. Just last week, it was still stuck at like 1,1800, right? A huge jump within just a matter of week. Options trading on Ethereum sky high, even higher than Bitcoin at this point. Okay, there are a lot of people very excited about Ethereum. Also, liquidations, a ton of short liquidations on Ethereum side. That's awesome. That's what we want to see. Get all the bears, get all the shorters out. No one wants them in this space, right? The more we liquidate on, the better. The more short squeeze we have overall, the better it is as well. And then here, for people that are afraid of, ETH being unstaked and dumped, look at this. The total value is actually an all-time high right now. Well, this has also helped the fact that the price went up per ETH, but still, it's at its highest point ever. This is including when ETH was at like $5,000, okay, 4,000 something back in 2021. So think about it. ETH being at 21,000 now, there's more deposited right now or staked than before when ETH was at like 5,000. That shows you how many people are staking their ETH right now. That's incredible. That's incredible if you think about it, right? But as for, and lastly, I did want to say this about Ethereum. If you look at the stake percentage of Ethereum, 15%, you compare that to Cardano and Solana and Avalanche and Polygon, right? Way, way under. Imagine if that 15% now climbs to 68% or 73%. Now that people have no fears about not being able to withdraw, right? As that number increase, ETH is going to become super, super, super deflationary. So you don't want to be giving up on Ethereum. And by the way, I do have this analysis, a Twitter page that you guys should follow because there's a lot of good content like this. So make sure you follow CryptosRus Analysis. All right, now moving back to Bitcoin. Bitcoin, you guys know Bitcoin. Supply last active 2+ years. all-time high, right? Bitcoin holders not going away. Bitcoin millionaires skyrocketing. Bitcoin itself starting to skyrocket, even though we're not back to 69,000 yet, but could it happen soon? Well, this is what I put on the thumbnail. So this is interesting. This is basically using Bollinger Bands. Okay, it's very easy. When you use Bollinger Bands, sometimes you get these squeezes, right? And then you shoot up to the upper line or the lower line. And you can clearly see whenever you get very bearish and you're hitting the lower line of the Bollinger Band, you tend to pop. And when you pop, it starts going nuts, okay? And look at what happened in 2022. Bitcoin kept going down and down and down. We were hugging that lower Bollinger Band for quite some time. And now we are popping. And according to Titan on Crypto, when you pop above that midline, which we just have, when you pop above it, you tend to hit the other side. You almost like you have a magnet that pulls Bitcoin's price upwards towards it. And if this trend continues and this magnet is pulling Bitcoin's price up to the upper Bollinger Band, that means we will be in the 60,000 range in short order. This is what a lot of people think is going to happen. Some people think it may come as soon as June or July. Now, some people think by the end of the year, we may get an all-time high. So maybe we hit 69,000, 70,000 by the end of this year, right? So it's just a matter of when, not a matter of if. But there's so many bullish charts, metrics, signals, fractals that indicate this is going to happen, right? It's exciting. Very, very, very exciting. Here's another one, just looking at all these rising wedges. And whenever you break out of these wedges, again, very good things happen. And guess what happened? We just broke out of a rising wedge. So it's exciting, guys. I don't know if you guys feel it, but it's very, very exciting once again. And here's the thing. We're only at 30,000, okay? So 40,000 around the corner. It's going to get more exciting. 50, 60. Once we get into 60s, there's going to be so much massive FOMO. I can't even imagine, right? And it's not just from retail side. It's now institutions, banks, and big tech. They're all jumping in. They're ready to FOMO, and there's so much money sitting on the sidelines. It's going to be absolutely wild. This cycle that we're in, this next bull run that we have already started, is going to bring in so much money. It's going to make all previous cycles seem like it was just, I don't know, a test. This is the true one. This is the real one where we get true global adoption from everyone. It's going to be so different than all previous cycles. I can't stress that enough. It's going to be wild. All right, and then as for other altcoins, I've been mentioning a lot about zkSync, the newest L2 for Ethereum. Their TVL has jumped to 250 million already. To put that in perspective, that's already larger than many of the very established chains out there. Okay, I'm just gonna pull up DeFi Llama real quick, just to show you guys. A lot of these big established coins or chains, you think they have like a ton of TVL. They really don't. For example, Solana, as big as it is, only has about 300 million, a little bit less than 300 million, right? You look at someone like Clayton at 203, Osmosis, which is in Cosmos, 185. Cardano only has 163. Algorand 140, right? So some of these chains have been around for a long time, and their TVL is still very low. And zkSync has only been out for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and it's already attained 243 million, close to 250 TVL. So they are definitely up and coming, definitely one to be paying attention to, because the other two L2s for Ethereum, they're number 4 and 6 on the list. Arbitrum is at 2.3 billion, and Optimism is close to 1 billion TVL. So zkSync, I think, is the next one to be keeping your eyes on. Hint, hint. And speaking of ZK technology, Uniswap is also going to be launching on Polygon ZK EVM, which is about to launch as well. Okay, ZK EVM for Polygon, first of its kind, the very first scalable solution for Ethereum virtual machine, not just for transactions, but for processing smart contracts. It's a big deal. Polygon made a big partnership with Immutable X, because Immutable X also wants to take advantage of this. Now Uniswap's going to jump on board, right? This L2 game is heating up, and I'm a big fan of Polygon as well, so it's good for them and good for Uniswap. And then finally, for those of you guys that are Ripple fans, Ripple launches Liquidity Hub for businesses to bridge the crypto liquidity gap. Well, this is Ripple's wheelhouse. They're all really about catering to B2B, right? And financial institutions, and trying to make XRP the dominant bridge currency of tomorrow. And maybe one day we'll see it at $589, or maybe we won't. But we're all waiting to see Ripple win that nasty lawsuit from that nasty person, Gary Gensler. And then that will drive not only XRP higher, but also the entire crypto space. We will get an explosion when that happens. Okay. Looking forward to that. All right. That's pretty much it. Let's do some Q&A. Buxler, you are right. ETH does not have a set supply. But because of usage, there's more burning that happens than the amount being released. Okay? And plus, you have a lot of ETH now being staked, removed from circulation, and you have a ton of ETH locked into DeFi projects, right? So because of all these things, and especially because the burning is burning more than what is being produced, ETH is deflationary. It's very, very deflationary at this point. All right, what else is there? Let me scroll down. Yeah, someone said, Bitcoin has decoupled. Ooh, Burger King is selling more Whoppers than ever before in the early days of the U.S. turnaround. I don't know why that's headline news. Twitter now lets its paid subscribers tweet 10,000 characters. Well, that's new news to me. Okay, I'll have to test that out now. Mara still doing good. Coinbase is doing good. That's what I like to see. MicroStrategy a little bit slower today. Tesla in the red. I don't know. Today, Friday. Oh, by the way, happy Friday. Leading into this weekend, very good. Aaron, thanks for the super chat, but no, I'm not going to be saying that name. Brendan says, if you have to buy the carbon fiber wheels to own a Ferrari, you buy the effing rims. Well, that's exactly what happened. I was kind of pressured into doing so, threatened that that my order may be canceled. So that's exactly what I did. What happens if there's a major recession? Well, we don't know. We don't know. It could still come theoretically if the Fed keeps increasing rates still and drives everyone to become really broke and you know, now we're in a death rate spiral downwards. Who knows? Who knows? I would still argue Bitcoin is the way to hedge against that. Was Steve Kerr on the Prime Bulls team? The second three-peat. The first one was with John Paxson. Ethereum is still above 2100. Let's see. Any big movers for today? OKB is up 11%. I know they're having something going on at NYC, New York. Arbitrum is still holding on its gains from yesterday. Rocket Pool, I mean, Coinbase did something with Rocket Pool. That's why they're going up in a big way, actually. Clayton is up today. Injective is so hot. So hot. Up 359% in the last 90 days. They may be carrying Cosmos at this point, but they are hot. I got to pay more attention to them. Let's see. Yeah, that's about it. I think the standout is Injective, up 16% today. What classic car do you consider buying? A 69 Camaro SS? I would love to get that car. I think it's the perfect look. Can you explain Finance relation to ETH? Fino, that they are a liquidity provider, basically, meaning that people can put down their ETH and other various tokens because there's trading pairs. So you could do, I don't know, ETH/USDT, for example, and you can earn interest by providing liquidity. So other people can borrow it to trade or do whatever they want, right? They give very low interest, but it's basically like a liquidity provider. Bobby, no, they did not. Tim is asking, if we lost 3 million Bitcoin already, wouldn't we lose all in time? Well, that number will certainly go up. I argue it's more than that already. Probably 5 to 7 million is a better estimate. But over time, as people, you know, perish and die, yeah, that number is going to go up. I don't think there's a really good custody solution yet. Oh, I forgot to change my camera. I was like, why is that camera off? But yeah, it'll go up over time. Kenny says, I have a 98 convertible Firebird. I remember those. Those are beautiful. 60K miles. Nice. Nice. Do you think Little is stake? Yeah, I think so. Need Patriots. I mean, Little has been around for a while. A lot of people use them. They're the biggest liquid staking project. So, as safe as it can be, right? It's like it's safe until it's not. No one really knows. Eventually, there's a vulnerability or something, and of course, then it's not safe. But right now, it looks like that way. It's been operating for years. Seller network. I don't know. They're like a payment network. They've been around for a while, I think. Or am I thinking Cello? No. I'm thinking about Cello. Looks like they may be. Yeah, they're like a L1. Someone asked me about this before. Yeah, they're like a L1. I don't know too much about them, so I can't really say much. Noah says, I bought the Solana phone yesterday. I'm going to try to run a Helium as SIM card for network coverage. What are your thoughts on a Web3 phone? Well, my thoughts are you just wasted your money. Solana has no business coming out of the phone. So, you know, if you need a reminder, check this out.
What do you think about Ripple?
Well, I mean, I think it's too centralized, but I definitely want to meet Chris Larson.
So that's your reminder of the last project that sold us a Web3 phone. F8. I showed it off last night. Ringo, I don't know if you can still buy a Finny phone. I don't know. Maybe on eBay you could find one or something. The next country to make BTC legal tender, I think all the countries, the development countries that suffer from hyperinflation, they're all looking at it. Every single one. It's easier said than done. I mean, not everyone could be like Bukele and say, okay, we're just going to make a legal tender. There's a lot of, a lot of political stuff that they had to go through, but I would say every country that's suffering from hyperinflation, that don't know how to control their money, they all need to make Bitcoin legal tender. Not only that, just replace their currency with Bitcoin. That's how you solve it. You can't inflate it anymore. You can't artificially come out with more. It takes the control out of their hands. The bureaucrats. The ones that are just looking out for themselves. I've seen this Solana store in Manhattan sell socks. I saw it. I saw pictures of it. It's like they have pictures of NFTs and they sell like merchandise and a phone. It's just a big wasted effort, okay? That's not what Solana is about. They don't need to sell merchandise at a very expensive Manhattan storefront, all right? What they need to do is concentrate on making sure their chain does not crash. I don't think there's any other major chain, especially in the top 10, that has crashed as much as Solana over the last 3 years. Bitcoin has been 100% uptime for 10 plus years. Okay. Solana's uptime, just nowhere close. Saw a post on Adam saying it should stop staking rewards in form of Adam and rewards with fees paid in other L1s like ETH. That doesn't even make sense. It can't. It's not. All three that you just named are ETH compatible. ETH, of course, is ETH compatible. Same thing with Matic, same thing with BNB. There's no way it can reward. It's not even cross-chain to ETH. So that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Adam could give staking rewards in the form of other chains that's within Cosmos, but again, that doesn't make much sense. Well, Brendan, that's why Bitcoin is the most robust and securest network we have. You just said Google doesn't even have 100% uptime. I know from IT, no one guarantees 100% uptime. Well, Bitcoin had 100% for the last 10 years. 100% in the last 10 years. So think about that. How much you think your DCA portfolio will be toward the top of this next bull run? It's going to be wild. I would say from here, okay, whatever your portfolio is, whether it's all Bitcoin or it's a mixed Bitcoin and various alts or just alts in general, I would say expect minimum 5x. That's my thinking. So whatever you have, times it by 5 is the minimum amount that your portfolio would be at the top of this next bull run. But that's the lowest conservative figure. I think it's more realistically like 7, 8, maybe as high as 10. So whatever you have, you multiply that by 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10. So lower side 5, higher side 10. Right, but also depends on how risky your portfolio is. If you're a degen and it's just like all microcap projects, they may go up 20 or 50x. They could pull up your portfolio in a big way, but also in reverse, maybe they don't do anything and go under too. So that's why you don't want to go too much into degen microcap projects, but putting in a few mixed in with your big caps and Bitcoin, it could really carry your portfolio. Right? It could add multipliers to your gains. So, I mean, think about that. I mean, if you have $100 in the market right now, yeah, you're not gonna make life-changing wealth from that. But a lot of you guys have way more. You whole coiners, you're already at 30,000. You times that by 5, you're getting to 150,000, right? But a lot of you guys have more than that. And then what if you times by 10, right? Your 300,000 becomes 30,000 becomes 300,000. I mean, it's a multiplier. There's nothing else, no other investment that gives you this kind of returns in such a short amount of time. Yes, 2022 was a horrible year, but it's just 1 year. Think about it. Now we're coming up and we wiped out half of the bad year from 2022 already. That's how fast things are moving. And when we break into the 50s and 60s, when FOMO truly starts again, I mean, trillions are going to be flowing in. trillions, not billions, trillions. This 1.2 trillion market cap will start moving to 3, 5, 10 trillion. I mean, you're talking about trillions will be flowing in. It's going to be absolutely wild. Madness. And I'm looking forward to it. Rango, I'm glad too. Thank you. Michael, it's going to be trillions. Trillions in this next bull run. There's no doubt about it. All right. I'll let you guys go. Overall today, still holding strong. It's Friday. We'll see where it ends. We'll see where Bitcoin goes to this weekend, and Ethereum too. Ethereum becoming so strong once again. I think good days are coming. The shorts are running, right? And it's just a very exciting time to be in the space, right? So smash it a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Nothing tonight. And we'll have another good stream tomorrow. All right, have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
What do you think about Ripple?
Well, I mean, I think it's too centralized, but I definitely want to meet Chris Larsen.